Well then, lucky last, Monarch. First edition, right? Yep, first edition. Hopefully. Again, in Australasia here, there was a slight issue with the unlimited boxing. They were put in first edition boxes, so this was bought loose. So, do we see red? No. Bit messed up, but they look like first edition packs. Perfect. So, I have, at this point, gone through a lot of the editing, and it's not looking great. I think we're at like half the value out of the 550 gold. So I doubt we can recoup it here opening these packs, unless, you know, maybe we hit a legendary. Not going to happen. But that wasn't really the point I was trying to get across. The point I was trying to get across was the simple fact that we've got 24 packs here. You know, Monarch is Australia-wise, I think you can get them for around 250. I think they're 150 to the 200 range, right, in the US. So that is still significantly less than a collector's pack. Just to put that in reference. So not only can you get a product with some decent pulls, you know, if you get the chase cards, but you also get double the packs to open and enjoy. Now, like usual, we're probably not going to go through the commons, but I am going to be more interested in maybe not the common shinies, but the rares definitely. I think the rares might have some value, so unfortunately, that's just a common shiny, but we do get Seeping Shadows and Mark of the Beast. Not extended, though. I know the extended is worth a pretty penny, I believe. So, we did start off with an M, which is good enough. And like usual, I do not have much space on my desk. I bought a new desk. Hopefully it comes sometime. They sent the shipping stuff, so like the information, but the carrier hasn't received anything from them, which is a bit annoying because I don't know why they'd send me the tracking info if it hasn't been lodged just yet. Common token, well, not token, equipment, and then 2 R's. Battlefield Blitz and Dusk Path Pilgrimage, which is the better pilgrimage because it does allow you to swing twice. I think what we're looking for is the Heralds, Angels. I think they're called Heralds. I think they're decent value, especially since, you know, Prism and Chain are coming back in a new printing, a new version. I'm curious to see how much they tweak their effects. That's probably going to be the most interest to me. You know, because obviously if they just do stock standard same mechanics, and you know, it's basically just a reprint. Another common, unfortunately, Hooves, Consuming Aftermath, and there's our first Herald, Herald of Triumph. So I do believe the Heralds, at least last time I checked, they did have value, because I remember sifting through some of my bulk boxes, pulling out all the Heralds to sell. So that might have been before Prism was banned. Yeah, I lose track of days pretty easy. Okay, where's our foil? So, is that foil? Yeah, it's just the slide. So it's armor and the lantern. We can sort of show it off. It does make it hard to see, but I do respect the tasteful nature of the foiling. The Consuming Aftermath and a Howl from Beyond. Where are our pulls? Would like to, you know, see some slippers. The nice, pretty ones. I do think that is still the prettiest card in the set, or overall, actually. Another common. And then Plow Through, Seek Horizon. Nothing good there. Let's start picking up the pace. We also did get the print numbers. We did not get the unlimited print numbers, which will tank everything, unfortunately. First foil R for a Writhing Beast Hulk. Just his background and the little talismans and the shoulder pads. You can sort of see. Definitely, if you can get your hands on some of the old foils, because they're starting to do a bit more, but they used to be very, very select on what they actually foiled. And then Captain's Call and Outmuscle. I think Captain's Call is a generic. You know, the whole trick where you think of the next word, so your mind muddles the two. But yeah. So the unlimited printing is definitely going to put a dampen on things once it's released. Because, I mean, the whole premise is anything but the cold foils don't really matter. because you can just get the unlimited. The only real difference is the little icon down here. There's not any huge coloring errors or anything like that to make certain cards stand out, like the first Welcome to Wraith, where you've got the album boxes having pink instead of red. Tear Limb from Limb for another Majestic. So yeah, once they come out, not gonna be too good. So that said, there is still, as I keep saying, a disparity between foils and non-foils. You know, we're not seeing collectors. Soul Food for a foil M. I think this is a great one. Still, it's a foil. And then a Ironhide Helm, Vexing Malice, Unhallowed Rites. Yeah. We have a huge player base, and let's continue to grow. That was a really butchered sentence. At least it sounds in my ear. We have a growing player base, and the collectors, you know, they left. Some are coming back. Slow and Steady, another Herald of Triumph, and a Nourishing Emptiness. I think that's a decent M as well. So once the collectors start influxing them, that's when we should see an uptick in the foils. Because again, the foils are relatively hard to pull. You know, they're not like modern MTG, they're like old MTG. There's our cold foil. It is an M. Go straight to it. Well, that was a comment. So we got a Hexgore Death Hydra. Good old brute weapon. Unfortunately, Shadow. I think they should have been a bit more sparing in what's the phrase I'm trying to say? To me, the first introduction of these alternative versions of heroes where they had, you know, a special tag along with the class tag, so Shadow Brute, I think they kind of went overboard. Go there? Yeah, I'll go there. And they should have dialed it in, because to me, a Shadow Brute is, for the most part, its own class. And it doesn't benefit the Brute. So Levia here. Levia can use all of the Brute cards, but obviously Brute cannot use any of the Shadow cards. So it's bad in that fact that there are a significant number of the cards unavailable to the Brute, especially equipment. Whereas vice versa, Lexi is more powerful and has the higher card pool. You know, they should have made it a bit more compatible between the two. So yes, still having select cards with Shadow and having use, but you know, possibly just having Shadow cards and Brute cards, not having Shadow Brute cards, or having a very select few rather than what they've done. At least that's what I think would have turned out better, which you sort of see in Tales. They've definitely, How From Beyond, Glisten. Again, I don't really want to do the hours, but I probably should because they might hold value. And if they hold value, I need to be able to stick a price tag on the screen, right? But yeah, in Tales, they dialed it back. You know, we saw the elemental themes a lot wider. You get a few, you know, specialist cards, but it is very much, you got ice cards, earth cards, lightning cards. Rise above. Where was I putting the foil R's? Just on the up pile? I think so. Invigorating Light and another Vexing Malice. So I would have liked to see that sort of detractment. I don't think we got Draconic, but then Dynasty, just normal Assassin, and Outsiders, also just normal Ninja, Ranger, different playstyle of Ranger, but still can utilize all the Ranger cards and all the Riptide cards. You could, you know, essentially run the traps in Azalea, which I think is a bit better in terms of the card pool. If you were going to introduce something like these Shadow Heroes, where even their mechanics and playstyle are, you know, significantly different, they might have just served better as their own class. So, for instance, instead of Shadow Runeblade, you could just done with something like, I don't know, Dark Knight. And I think, yeah, towing that line on what they were trying to do might have been more of a detriment. So, like here, Shadow Action, great, can be used by either Chain or Levia. Shadow Brute cards can only be used by Levia. Shadow Runeblade cards like this Piercing Shadow Vice can only be used by Chain. You know, having that much criteria, unless you're going to pump in more heroes for that style of play, you're expanding too far, in my opinion. Again, everything is my opinion, remember that. Tremor and Pulping. Pulping's a fun one. No censoring the art, though. You know, it'll take you a second to realize that's like it's a leopard or a tiger that's absolutely decimated. There's guts hanging out everywhere. Okay, Seek Enlightenment, Time Skippers, Endless Maw, and Vexing Malice. Also, stuff like the Shadow token, the allies. They need to do more with the companions, because obviously it is the big draw of illusionists to be able to summon ads, but it is an unexplored space that will probably, have greater focus in PvE elements. You could probably assume being able to summon sort of companion animals, or even pack animals, some sort of way to extend your inventory. Another Herald of Judgment. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what direction they go in the future with card design development, and that's sort of the design space you'll never really know. Like for instance, if you go back with Yu-Gi-Oh, who would have ever expected something like synchros or even tuners? These ulterior or these completely drastic divergences. Yeah, whereas Magic, you've obviously always got the 5 types, as well as, artifacts are the only thing where they can really sort of mess it up. Well, not mess it up, but, mix it up. Arclight Sentinel for another foil M. Pretty good. We got 2 this pack, 2 this box so far. Spill Blood, I think that's also a decent M. So we've done decently on the M's, including the cold foil. So was it? I think 6 in total. Looking at the little stack, so it might be 7. Yeah, there's lots of design space they can enter in Flesh and Blood. It'll be very interesting to see. Merciful Retribution, Dimensional. I assume it's pronounced the same way, despite having the 2 X's. Yeah, wait. And like Landmark too. They've introduced all these different ideas, and then they move on to the next, which leaves a lot of room for growth, development, speculation on cards. Also, Herald of Triumph. I probably should have said something. Dustpath Pilgrimage and Consuming Aftermath. Again, the Heralds. I think, I might be completely wrong. Again, Prism was banned, and not in Blitz, right? Now the I can't say. Dusk Path Pilgrimage and a Phantasmify. So Sir Bolton. Even like the Tudor cards. I haven't actually looked through the Blitz decks. Do the new Blitz decks have the Tudor cards? Interesting to see. Okay. 2 more R's. I know I'm going to try. I guess I will. Convulsion from the Bellows of Hell. As long as you sound it out, English is easy. Okay, last few packs. Nothing in here, unfortunately. Seeping Shadows. A Soul Shield, another M, normal M, go there. Need them up so you can see. 2 packs left. Can we get another cold foil? Probably not, no. Phantasmify, foil. Rise Above, and another Pulping. Last pack to go. Definitely doubt we made our money back. But I do look forward to getting back into... I think I am going to start picking up Yu-Gi-Oh! At least the sets that take my interest, especially, the anniversary stuff, because that's my childhood. Valiant Thrust and Valiant Thrust to end it off. It is all the packs. Decent cold foil, though. We'll go through the M's. Count them out. I do like to see. Because again, so 2 foil M's. So there should definitely be a greater disparity between, foil to non-foil pricing. So Arclight Sentinel, Hexagore is our cold foil. Soul Food, another shiny. Soul Shield, Spill Blood, Nourishing Emptiness, Tear Limb from Limb, and Mark of the Beast. No extended art though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I call it 7, take the cold foil out. So we got 7 M's out of the box. So 1 in 3 basically. And a stack of R's. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Wonder how we did. Oh, right, I should probably just finish my thoughts. So yeah, so obviously because I'm not spending on Magic anymore, and mind you, I used to buy, like 3 to 4 collector booster boxes, maybe a draft box to play with, and I think I completely gave up on set because set was just trash. There's no point grabbing set if you're doing collector boxes. But anyway, with that same amount, I can easily buy a case of Flesh and Blood, a few packs of Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh to have fun with, relive my childhood, and it just makes me so much happier. Even like the pulls, like this Hexagore. I know now it's not worth too much, but still, it's a great pull, and it's guaranteed to not be reprinted except as a prize card. Yeah, we have guarantees. Not proxies, guarantees. What set do you think is going to be reprinted next in Magic? Anyway, we'll leave it there before I go on a rant about Magic. Hope you enjoyed.